Okay, so now we've created the MailChimp account, we've created the landing page, we have a way to receive people's email address and their name. Now we want to be able to send them some free information about what to do next. Okay, that might be download the ebook or take them to a video series or whatever you want. Sign up for a one-on-one conversation with you, the information for a Zoom call, whatever information that you want the next step for them to be. It can be sent out to them automatically when they first sign up. Now, if you want to follow up with them automatically and do some of the more complicated kind of sales funnel type stuff, that requires the paid version. But to do what you can do for free, all you need to do is come back to campaigns. And we created the landing page under landing pages here, and that's where they go in and they see a page like this, which needs some updating, but we'll update that later. The whole point is that I can do the page, doesn't matter if it's perfect. Now, to be able to automatically send them an email when they sign up to that landing page, and what we want to do is create campaign, email, automated, and welcome new subscriber. So introduce yourself. So this is the one that comes with the free version. Okay, so campaign name. So we'll name this campaign the name of the same as our page. The audience is always going to be the same because you're on the free version. You only get one audience. And begin. So now this is going to be a similar editor to what we used when we created the landing page itself. And you can start with who you're going to send this to. And this is for when they first join our Heartfelt Marketing Academy. Now, that was the name of the list that I gave. That's my whole email account, is Heartfelt Marketing Academy here for MailChimp. And I can name that whatever I want. It doesn't really matter. It could be your company name. It could be your name. It can be whatever you want. It's only one list, and nobody sees that. So immediately after they subscribe to this list, they are going to get an email. Now, what this looks like is they're going to get this message regardless of what landing page they used. All right, this is important. So let me talk to you here about this for a second. You can create multiple landing pages, but the automatic email that gets sent out is going to be the same email regardless of where they signed up in MailChimp. So once they become a part of your MailChimp audience, they are going to get this email. Now, what I'm recommending is that if you're just getting started, you create one landing page, and when they sign up to your list, you send them that automatic email about what the next step is. Okay, if you want to be able to send emails based on tags or based on other criteria, then you're going to need the paid version. But right now we have one landing page. It says sign up for this free video series, and now I want to send them an email, and I want it sent automatically. I don't want to have to go in and do it manually. Next, the from is going to be you here. Now, this was set up when we created the account. The name, I want to give it my whole name. So let's just give it my full name. My email address, this is the email address that's associated with this MailChimp account, so we can go ahead and leave that. The subject is going to be similar to what they signed up for. So we can just leave the subject or edit the subject for your landing your message and building your following video series. Okay, so we'll do that. The preview text, this is the snippet that's used in the inbox. I always like to just duplicate it as the subject line. And okay, so that's subject. Now we have content, so edit the design of the content. And it's going to give us a default template here. And again, I recommend that you write this stuff outside of MailChimp, write it in a document here. And so the logo, if you want to have a logo there, I can go replace the logo. Since I've already uploaded this from a previous, I selected, make sure the checkbox is checked so that it says the insert over here comes up. Nothing's checked, it just says upload. Check something that's already uploaded. Insert. And then, okay, now this guy right here is saying that if they gave their first name, it's going to fill it in automatically here. So this is kind of a little bit of code, and you can just leave that so it'll say, hi, Miles, and then the actual content of your email. Now, like I said, I recommend writing your stuff out first in a separate document and then pasting it into your email. And if you need to insert a link that is not copied in or it doesn't come in live, you can put whatever text you want, like following link. So if I wanted to, I could say link. I could just highlight that and then use this little link thing here. So what I did here was I just created a URL for a YouTube list. Now, eventually, this is going to be like download an ebook, or I don't know. I might leave it as a video series because you're watching this video, so maybe it's working. So we'll just do that. I can test this and play around with and change it later. If it doesn't work, great. I'm not paying a bunch of money for MailChimp. So the web address I want to send it to, and I've already got that. I wanted to come over and highlight this. So I wanted to also have that link be here in link. I hit this little infinity button link thing. It's kind of like a chain link. And then I can paste the URL of where I want to send them when they click that. And I think that's what I want to say. I say save and close. Save and continue down here. If it's not there, then after you created this, then you go back to it. So now it's going to give you the review. Sends to new subscribers from Miles Eddy and my email, the subject line, the content with the logo, and if I click on this guy from content, it'll send a preview of it. All right, so hi, first name, and that will be replaced with a first name, and if it's not, it'll just be period. And there it is. We can read through it now, some live links and whatnot, but now we're done. We're in preview mode. We're done with the preview now, and let's set this up. So start sending. There we go. Now, when somebody new signs up, it will send that email. And if you wanted to create an email sequence that is after that, then you need the paid view. But if we go test this out by going to the landing page, all right, so I'll go back to campaigns. I'm doing this just in case you didn't know where the URL was. This was the landing page. This is the URL. And it can tell me I've had one visitor, which is me. I've had one click in my emails. So in your message, in your Facebook message, or wherever you're putting this out to, you use this link or redirect to this link, and this comes in, and there it is, which still needs to be updated and edited. And this time I have to use a new email, not the email I used before, because it's already in the system, and I don't think it'll send the autoresponder for somebody that's already in there. So we'll put a new one in there. I'll put my name Miles. I'll put my name Eddy. I'll say subscribe. So now it tells me I successfully did that, and pretty darn quick, it should be sending that. All right, so to edit this, we go back to campaigns, and we have our auto email, and we click this guy, and it says we don't have any emails, because it's an email, but it's actually listed under automations, okay? And automations for when people sign up, a single email will be sent from Heartfelt Marketing Academy, all right, to that audience. To preview this, we just click on it. If we want to edit it, we have to do the drop down and go edit. And you'll see that it's all grayed out right now, and that's because it won't let us edit this while it's live. All right, your automation is live right now, and it's sending this email. If we want to edit this email, we first have to pause and edit, and then it tells us that we need to, it's not going to be sending it. So now if anybody signs up while this is paused, they're not going to get this email. Now we can go edit this, and I wanted to edit the content design. Just leave it the way it is. Save and close. And save and continue. You might think you're done, but you're not, because remember, we paused it, and what we need to do to get this to go back out again when we're done editing is to go resume sending. And it says again, it warns you that we're going to send this. So anytime anybody joins this list from whatever landing page, they're going to get this email message. So right now I'm just kind of waiting for this message to come in, and if I refresh here, with a little luck, there we go. So the bottom of this email is all the stuff that MailChimp inserts to be the spam compliant stuff. So they know where you are. That's why you have to put your address in there. So it is going to give you your address. So, that's why I have a P.O. box. If you don't want to give a real address, or it's a real address, it needs to be a real address. If you want to be spam compliant, it needs to be a real address, but it can be a P.O. box. And then being able to unsubscribe and things like that. Let's just go over a couple other things here. On the audience side of things, this view contacts gives you a whole menu. Generally, it's like to get to the audience, the useful stuff, it's like you always got to hit that view contacts. And dropping down these just real quick. Okay, first of all, I think it's important to know that if you click on a name, it'll pull up that one person. And we talked about tags, right, which are over here, and I can add tags and I can remove them and create new ones and all of that. I can write a note. So this can be your contact manager. If you said, oh, I talked to so-and-so, this is what we said, and just keep notes. So I sent Miles a separate email and an email today, and add the note, and that note will now be there, and I can resize it, make it bigger and smaller, and it automatically tells me what I've been sent. All right, so I was sent that, and from the very beginning, this is the history of what's happened with this person. On this guy here, if you want to edit some information, so like you can add an address for the person, or he misspelled his name or updated his email address or whatever. There's a variety of things you can do here. There's some customized fields that we're not going to go into. That's the important stuff on this window. So back to that menu, the Manage Contacts menu. I'm just going to, okay, so add contacts. So if you want to add somebody individually, this is where you do it. So if you're putting it in there, keep in mind that if you add it, it's going to be flagged as the fact that you added it, that it wasn't the person doing it directly. Wherever possible, you want them to do it from their browser and not you doing it here. But if I wanted to, if I have, I know that they said it was okay to send stuff to them, you can put it in here, and it's all that same information that they can do on the landing page. But that's what the landing page is for. And if you had a whole list of some that you've exported from, Excel or another program, you can just do it that way. Sign up forms. The simple page that we created, the landing page, you can get a little more elaborate on that. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll do a video on that. And then settings, audience names and defaults. All right, so we mentioned earlier that the name field was just get, say, in miles. So the default name. So this is actually a pretty important one. Because I want my full name there, not just my first name, because that's what says, you know, who's it from. And I had to edit every time I sent out an email. I had to edit that. So now I don't. And let's see, all sorts of things that you can do. And if you want to be notified, you can put that in here. So if somebody subscribes to your list, you can have MailChimp send you something to your email here. If they unsubscribe, you can have it send a notice to there. And let's see, what other goodies do we got here? I'm sorry. And view contacts. ANCOP sign up form settings. Audience fields. So here's where you can set up some custom fields. These are the ones that are built into it. And so here you can add a field. So if you wanted to have a field that maybe you want to create a segment on it, so you can add a field that you can enter manually or have them put in there, and it can be like checkboxes or radio buttons or, you know, all the standard things about information you might want to collect on somebody, or they want to give you. It would be a better way of saying that, because remember, this is a Heartfelt production and Heartfelt Marketing Academy, which I will talk more about in another time at another venue. But it's important that you know that you can add other fields here that you can then create segments and then send emails just to people in that, you know, based on a custom field. I won't go into that again. If you want to learn more about that, just send me an email and we'll do it. Webhooks is about being able to integrate this with your web page. Again, the presumption here is that you're just doing a landing page. And audience, and I think that's going to be good. Conversations, surveys. This is brand new. I don't know if that's included in the free version. I seem to remember it was. So I might want to actually look into that because surveys are really handy. So that's good on this one, and I will see you in the next video.